So if you can you click on your Zoom to stop share? Okay.
Okay.
And are you seeing mine now?
Perfect. Okay.
All right.
Well,
Well,
dog's picture.
yes, I thought you don't want to miss the dogs. So we got Marley and Buster. So I've got, I've got a type.
Those are cute.
So there you go. And unfortunately, I think it is the last time we'll be seeing them today. But I will say Buster is over my shoulder, sleeping on the couch because he's an old dog. But why you were here today, but we're talking about growing your social media followers. And I will just tell you right now, none of the ways we're talking about includes buying them. So I'm happy to answer questions about that, but that's not something I recommend. So one strategy really that I highly recommend is connect with people that you already know, right? So, and we'll talk about the different ways to do it on various platforms, but they're going to be your warmest audience who will accept a connection request, who will accept sort of a follow request on Instagram or Facebook. But one way to reach people is with an email. Again, half of the people that read your email are going to be on their phone. If you can link to your Instagram, Facebook, or LinkedIn account, all people need to do is tap that icon, and they will be taken right to the application. Something I recommend doing either once a year or when you've added a new social media platform. So let's just say you are new to Instagram or you decided to get on TikTok. You want to get followers, sending out an email is one of the best ways to do it. Again, you do want to give a clear call to action. So ask them to follow you, tell them why you think they should follow you, and just make sure to give them the links because we want to make it as easy as possible. So on Facebook, and I should mention, I do some volunteer work for the Toronto Film Society. So that's why we may see some old-time movie stars. We recently showed The Hurricane. So you want to go to your Facebook business page and click on the three dots, which brings up a menu like this. And you want to click on Invite Friends. Because again, people that know you will be, there's a higher chance they will connect. So it will pull up a list, and you can either select all, or you can be more selective and think, okay, I don't want to invite other real estate agents. I don't want to invite friends and family that live overseas. But really, it's a personal choice, and there's no harm in inviting everybody, unless you are particularly competitive. But you do have to keep in mind that your business page is public, and people can find it anyway. So on LinkedIn, I find a lot of people are connected with colleagues, which is great if you want to share ideas and information. But when you want to get a message out to your past clients, you need to be a little bit more proactive about it. So my suggestion is pull a list of everybody you did business with in 2022 and send them a LinkedIn request. Again, they know you. They're going to accept your request if they're active on LinkedIn, and you can do that for as long as you've been a real estate agent. So start with 2022 and work your way back. And of course, also I would suggest getting into the habit of extending a LinkedIn request once a transaction has closed. So on Instagram, just because each social media network is a little bit different, you're going to follow people first. And certainly because Facebook and Instagram are owned by Meta, your accounts are probably connected, and Instagram will suggest to you people you may know based on who you're already connected to. So you follow them. Anybody who's active on Instagram, what we do is you check the notifications as soon as you get on the app and you see you have a new follower. They know who you are. They'll follow you. But on Instagram, you can be a little bit more strategic about connecting with people as well. If you think about the kind of people you want to work with, and some people I know are very specific about their target clients, some are more generalists, but you can look up any number of different people. But maybe you specialize in families who are moving up. The hashtag Toronto Moms has thousands, if not millions, of uses. And the two things that you know about people using this hashtag are they are mothers and they live in Toronto. So check them out, connect with them. And again, if you're posting good content, they'll follow you back. Again, something silly, but a neighbor of mine, who's a realtor, not a client, she does half of her business from the people she meets at the dog park, right? Because again, one of the things that social media does really well is it can help convey your personality. And with over 70,000 licensed realtors in the GTA, you have to do something to make yourself stand out. And if you've got a dog, you want to connect, you might want to connect with other people who have dogs. Now, another thing you can do on Instagram is you can look at people by where they are posting. So when you're doing a search, you open the Instagram app, you hit that that magnifying glass at the bottom, and you start typing in. Instagram will give you choices. Are you looking for users, hashtags, music, or locations? So, for instance, if you specialize in Bloordale Village, look up people that are posting and tagging themselves as being in Bloordale Village and follow them. So again, it's not something you need to do all the time, but especially for people that farm specific neighborhoods, it's a really great tool because people are telling you where they are. And of course, you can also follow businesses that are in the neighborhood. TikTok works very similarly to Instagram. As you can see by my following 2 people and not having any followers, I'm not active on TikTok. But if you are, one thing to start with is follow people that TikTok suggests you may know, because you may share your contact list with them. But you can also look them up by hashtags. So for this instance, it was just real estate Kitchener. But you start typing things in, and it will tell you how many views posts with this hashtag have. I also suggest looking up different businesses. Again, no matter what platform you're on, and connecting with them. Start with the businesses that you're already working with. So maybe mortgage brokers, interior designers, stagers and organizers, movers. Because again, they will follow you back, and it's just another way to stay top of mind, which is important when there's so much competition. Another thing to consider is connect with people that you don't yet know, because the internet is not just good for romantic connections, it can also be good for business connections. And you know that a mortgage broker is going to be posting the latest news, especially when the Bank of Canada makes a rate announcement, or if there's a change in sort of any, like in the stress test. The lawyers may have interesting stories to tell. I know a real estate lawyer, and she has the best horror stories about things that have gone wrong, and how she has saved them. So again, really good information and a really good illustration of how the lawyer can help you out when you're in a pinch. And again, interior designers, they will be posting some great before and after photos that you can also share to your own page, or in your Instagram story. Now, if you are not posting on Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn, you can still develop relationships just by interacting and engaging with people. So I think at the very least, you want to make sure that notifications are enabled on your phone so that you get a ping or a buzz whenever somebody leaves a message or a comment. And one thing that I do is I set aside 15 minutes a day, and I either go on Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn, and I look up either existing clients or prospects, and I interact with some of their content, right? You may read a blog piece, you may write a comment about, for me, like a new listing, or if one of your clients has a promotion or a new job, it's a congratulations. Again, you'd be surprised how effective this can be just by interacting with people. And again, I set a timer for 15 minutes because it is really easy to get lost and just go down that black hole of what's happening on Instagram, because they know what you like and they will keep giving it to you. But by being strategic about who you're connecting with and interacting with, you can certainly it'll help you stay top of mind and develop a following. So a couple of passive ways. It is hard to drive somebody to your website. If they enjoy using social media, you want to be able to connect with them there. So make sure that the icons are front and center. And if you already have these on your website, please take a couple of minutes today, go to your website, click on those icons, and make sure they go where you think they go. Because I will say, 1 time out of 5, they don't. Sometimes the account has been canceled. Sometimes the name of the account has been changed. Sometimes you have a new website, and the website designer is linking to their own page or the Facebook homepage. Just do yourself a favor, make sure they go where you think they go. And I'll say the same thing with your email signature. So you probably already have an email signature, right? It's got your name, your phone number, your website. You can include social media icons. This is an example of one, because I use Gmail for business, and I just Googled Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram icons, chose the ones I liked, and you go into your settings and edit your signature. You can upload the graphics and then put in a link behind them, which means that every time you send an email to somebody new, you have an opportunity to capture a new follower. And again, a similar piece of homework to your website, send yourself an email if you already have these, and just click and make sure they go where you think they go. Because again, you don't want somebody to click to a dead link because it does not look great. And that brings me actually to the end of the content. Ashton, are there any questions that I can answer for you?
Yes, actually, I had some question. If our audience or anyone's here that can have any question, you can always send me an email or talk, come up and talk. But I have a few questions here.
Yes.
Why is it important for us to have followers? I mean, is it important to have a race for more followers? And if it is the case, what kind of followers us as a real estate should look for? Should we go after business? Should we go after past clients? Put some lights here.
Yeah, absolutely. So I believe in quality over quantity. So that's why I don't recommend buying followers, because there are companies out there that will guarantee you followers. It's people overseas that are making up fake accounts and just following you. So when you do see like a local real estate agent with 10,000 followers, it's very likely they purchased them. But it's important to have at least a base of followers, because the goal of social media is, well, one of the goals is to stay in touch with people. And by connecting with them and providing good content, it's easier for you to stay top of mind. So the next time they're moving or they know somebody who is interested in buying or selling, you're the person that they think about. And I think it could be a good mix of people, ideally past clients, as well as prospects, who either sort of fit the kind of people you want to be working with, or or live in the area that you farm. So I hope that answers the question.
I'm going to, can I discontinue the multiple participation? I want to have neutral. Okay, perfect.
Yes. All right.
So
Excellent.
I have more questions here. Is there any routine for like any goal? I need 20 followers per week for this period of time. I have to allocate certain hours of day to do that. Is there a routine that we should systematically follow that you recommend?
I will say yes, because I like routine, which is why I do that, 15 minutes a day. I think in terms of growth, you can certainly set goals. To grow organically, it will be slow, but it will happen over time. What you want to see ideally is that graph slowly going up. So you do want to be doing what you can to gain new followers. And again, using some of the tactics I've mentioned, over time, your following should grow. But again, I think if you want it just to get a good base, start with people that you know. And I think it depends on how much of your marketing is done over social media. For some people, it's an add-on, so they don't devote a whole lot of time to it. Some people get a lot of their leads and a lot of their business from social. And so in that case, I would spend a little bit more time posting as well as interacting with people.
Okay, that's fair. And do you know what kind of material as real estate agents we should put on social media? And if that's the case, tell us what kind of material. Also, I'm thinking that the nature of advertising we put in Facebook is totally different than LinkedIn. Correct me here.
Yeah, I think there is a bit of overlap between Facebook and LinkedIn, but you're asking me to give away all my secrets here. No, I do an hour-long version, which absolutely. So when it comes to social media, you really need to think about why people are opening up the Facebook app or going to Instagram or going to LinkedIn. And nobody has ever opened up Instagram wondering what ads they're going to see. So my suggestion is always think of the 80-20 rule. 80% of what you're posting should be interesting, informative, entertaining. And that can be anything from a selfie if you're feeling cute that day, a photo of you and your family somewhere out at a local landmark. Um, even market news would be educational or informative. Um, you'll find that agents who only post listings or like calls for valuation do not get a lot of interaction, um, really, unless you're advertising it. So my recommendation is use social media to convey your personality and try to start conversations. So the sales conversation will happen offline. What's online is both meant to engage people in the moment, but also act as sort of build your credibility so that when people look you up, when they're thinking of doing business with you, they can see who you are and what you're about.
I should add that one of the biggest fear of real estate agents is their phone. So eventually, at a certain point, when you get close in terms of interaction and relationship with someone online, eventually you have to grab the phone and call that person. Nothing can replace that conversation. And also, what I see, just adding to along the same line as you mentioned, is I see real estate agents post an ad, let's say sold or just listed. Okay, that's valid, but what is the most important or impact that kind of ad can create is not only just listed, but also sold, but also a post that shows the house and tell a story.
Yes.
Or to help even better, put the picture of the owners handshaking. That by itself is a story that's embedded into the picture. So instead of putting the house sold, put the house, the owner, maybe a story there. It interact more with people. People like stories.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. There are definitely ways to make your listings not feel like an ad. Absolutely, by having a photo with people in it, or even if for the sold listing, tell a little bit about how you prep the home for sale, right? Talk about whether you staged it, what changed, um, because I think for certainly in a busy market, a lot of people just think all you did was put up a for sale sign and it sold. And giving a little bit of a peek into what happened behind the scenes not only can sort of establish the amount of work that goes into it, but also gives people an example of what you would do for them. But again, it's a good story, I think. So yes, thank you.
Excellent. So which one of these platforms you recommend for real estate agents? Facebook, Instagram, TikTok? I think they are all coming out of our ears. Um, any recommendation that you have for us?
Yes, my first recommendation is to have an updated profile on LinkedIn. Um, Only because, well, not only, but partly because when people Google your name, the LinkedIn account is going to be one of the first things that comes up. And especially if you share a name with a number of other people, especially other realtors in North America, you want people to find your accounts. And LinkedIn will help you do that because you identify who you are, what you do, and where you work. So I always start with LinkedIn. And then when you're considering I guess another social media site, part of it depends on who you're working with. So certainly Facebook appeals to a bit of an older crowd. I would say at this point, sort of 40 and up. Instagram's slightly younger, but there is some overlap. And then TikTok, at this point, it skews younger. One big difference between Instagram and TikTok and Facebook is that on Facebook, you can post articles, let's say from HGTV or from CBC. Instagram and TikTok, you're going to be making your own content. So it's really, really important to be comfortable on video and to have, have a plan, have a calendar, and have a list of the kind of content and be able to speak on camera for 60 seconds and be comfortable posting that.
And Mark, how do you see the place for, we didn't talk about YouTube. And for me, YouTube is very productive. I'm using YouTube in the professional level now. And I see, and there is no, I mean, it's not paid advertising on YouTube, it's just posting. And YouTube
Right.
brings me a good amount of referral and leads. Now, we didn't mention YouTube here. What do you think about YouTube?
That's interesting. I haven't had a lot of experience professionally with YouTube, but I always recommend for anybody who's actually making videos, by all means, you need a YouTube channel for a couple of reasons. One is that YouTube is owned by Google, and Google rewards people that are creating original content. And it also makes it easier for you to link back to your video either in an email or on a website. So I do recommend uploading the video directly to Instagram or Facebook, but having it on YouTube just gives you that much more visibility, especially if you can be descriptive in the captions. Because again, I'm sure anybody who uses YouTube, you watch one clip and then you go to your homepage and the YouTube algorithm starts to learn what you like. And for people, especially people that are looking in a certain area or looking at real estate videos, yours will pop up and often they will start playing automatically. So definitely recommend it.
Absolutely. These days, I'm hearing a lot about AI, GTP, and just name it. What do you think about AI and using it as a tool for real estate agents?
You know what? I actually think it's fantastic. I think it's a really great tool that you can use, especially when preparing listing copy. Because again, unless there are a couple of agents out there who are really, really great wordsmiths, but if you're not plugging sort of the bullet points into AI and asking for an exciting description, will give you a number of good options. Um, Again, it can also be used for social media captions. And you can be very specific. You can say, give me a short caption for about this topic for Instagram using emojis. Or you can ask it for without emojis, or give me a professional paragraph on this topic or this subject for LinkedIn. And AI, just the chat GPT AI, can give you some really, really great copy.
Here I leave everybody, all the audience, with the gold nugget. This is what's happened yesterday. I was checking some agents' YouTube channel, and then I got curious. I went down and looking at the comments, and I found a few questions in the comment. Very interesting comment that I never thought could happen to watching that YouTube. So what I did, I copied that question
Mhm.
and then took it to GTP and put it there and said, write me a YouTube script, a YouTube video script based on this question. It was amazing. That created a brand new script for my next video on YouTube. That was amazing. Like brainstorming better than that
Mhm.
doesn't happen. So I got three video script for my next YouTube. So that's a golden nugget I picked yesterday. I'm just sharing that with everybody here.
Oh no, yeah, that's great. I think I did for one article or video I did. I tell me 10 things that first time buyers need to know, and chat the AI will give you a list of 10, and that right away that's 10 pieces of content. So yeah, no, it's really it's sort of scary how good it is, and how fast it works. So absolutely, I recommend it.
Great. Mark, we're getting to the end of our time here. Now tell us what you do and how can you help real estate agents here?
Yeah, absolutely. So part of the service is a social media management service, simply because a lot of the real estate agents I speak to either do not want to spend time on social media or don't have the time to do it, and would rather be working with their clients. So what we do is we post unique content consistently, which is really important. We can also help with posting new listings, holiday graphics, animated market news, and ads, as well as ongoing support in terms of building a following. And so on the other half of the business is actually email marketing, because really it is the best way to reach everybody we know in one fell swoop. And so we put together a really great monthly newsletter for our clients. Again, we write the introduction, the subject line, source the content, do the layout, send it to the clients, and then follow up with a report. And the newsletter is $247 per month. And then we've got several social media packages, one of which starts at $197 and includes 3 posts a week. And I will absolutely send my contact information over if anybody has any questions or wants to book a call.
So are you comfortable people reaching you by your phone number or email address?
Oh, either way. Yeah. Phone number is 416-275-7916. We are a team of 4, though that is my number, so you'll reach me directly. Or it's mark@mbdigitalcommunications.com.
And by the way, this webinar is recorded, so I'm going to later on, I'm going to put it into the Facebook again. So if you want to rewatch it many times, more than welcome to do that. It's available to all of us. Thank you, Mark, once again for coming and helping us with understanding what's going on with social media. Social media, if one day you walk outside, you interact with people, you don't hear the work of social media in different formats, I give $1,000 here.
Yes.
It's unbelievable. It's everywhere. Thank you very much for joining us, and have a wonderful day. And listen, everybody, if you have any question, you can reach Mark, or you can call me directly, or you can DM me or text message, or just give me a call. All the best.
Great. Well, thank you very much for having me, Ashton, and I will speak to you soon. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much. Bye-bye.